Hi and welcome to this video on how to manage your competitions with the My Photo Club website. Okay, so the one that we're going to look at now is the judging option, and this is the option used when your judge is not at your meeting but you're actually going to do the judging and the recording of the results online. So this can work, it's most typically used for digital competitions, but it also can be done for prints where prints are all packed up and actually sent over to the judge, and then the judge works their way through it. Okay, so the first thing is that we need to select the judge and let them know. So the first thing is that it's assumed that you've already communicated with your judge and you have an email address of that judge. So what we do is we go into the judges page, and you can see that on the right hand side we've got all the competitions. We've got the judging status, which is the page we're seeing now, and also we've got judges information. So in here you click here and you can edit this information so that the judge has all the information that you wish to provide to them when they're doing their judging. Okay, so you can see here that we've got the list of competitions, in brackets the number of entries. So we're going to use this mono digital with 3 entries, and we're going to select the judge. So we'll click on this link. Okay, now the judge needs to have an account on the system, but there are a very large number, bordering on 5,000 account holders that are active photographers, mostly in Australia. So there's a fair chance that your judge already has a email address with us. But the way we do that is we just simply search for a part of their name or their email address. Okay, so we see that we found Pip, and that's the account that we're after. I'm just looking at the email address here, that's the correct one. You can see here it's got some information to explain what to do if you can't find their email address. The first thing is to search again, and just do a couple of searches and make sure that you have the email address correct. If they don't have an account, you need to create one. So to create an account, you log off your account and register an account for the judge. Okay, you need to let the judge know beforehand, because they will be sent a message to say, hi, we've just created an account for you. Now a tip here is to use a separate browser. So if, say, currently I'm in Firefox, I would then open up, say, Chrome or something, another browser, and go through the process of creating the account for the judge there. Now the advantage of that is that when you create the account, it actually logs you straight in as that account holder, your new judge, and this will be beneficial for you to just do a check at the end to see that everything has worked properly. So getting back to selecting the judge, I've typed in Pip, done the search, and I've come up with the correct one. So all I need to do is click this here, the action is select as the judge, and that'll take us back to the, shows us that now it's been correct. Pip with the user ID is now the judge for A grade mono. Go back to the remote judging page, and you can see now that Pip is listed here as the judge. Now the pencil thing allows you to go back into the add a judge if you realise that you need to change the judge. And here we've got 2 progress bars that tell us how many comments have been entered and how many awards have been given, and then when it's finished we can finalise. Okay, so now that we've given Pip, assigned Pip as the judge for that competition, what we'll do is we'll just change browsers and we'll go back to the demonstration club site, but now we're logged on as Pip, who is the judge that we've selected. You can see that Pip's not a member, he's just seeing the website the same as a non-member or a member of the public or someone not logged on. But when we refresh the page now, you'll see that there's an option here that says Judge Competitions. So this is Pip's entry point into the judging process. So if we click on Judge Competitions, you can see that there's a dedicated remote judges management page, and that's the name of the collection. And these are the competitions within the collection that you've nominated. So we've only nominated the one. And here's the judges information that we talked about before. So you can see that you can put in your rules and guidelines for assigning awards and any other information that you wish the judge to have there. Okay, so we select the competition, and it brings up thumbnails of each one. So you can see obviously there's no author, because we don't want the judge to know who it is, and it just points out the number of entries and that a tick will appear when there's a comment recorded. Okay, so for the judge to start their process, they click on the first image, and once they've selected the first image, it comes up with the entry screen for each individual entry. So in the top left-hand corner here, we've got where the judge enters their comments. So we'll just paste a comment in that makes sense. Just be very simple, very nice. And click on Save to save the comment. Okay, you can see this message there to say it's been saved. And then we can use the awards button to give the image an award. And I've clicked on the merit. And you can see that this image now has a merit. So we can use the navigation button to move on to the next one. And you can see that this is quite a large image. It's a standard 1920 by 1200. So judges have to have a monitor which can show it in full resolution. And I'll add a comment for this image. Great band. Save the comment. Give it an award. I'm just going to give that one accepted. And the judge can go back and forwards and change their entries as they need to. Very nice shot. Save that. So they've only got the one comment that they work, and they just edit that comment to suit their needs. And so then I'll go to the third image, and I'll say excellent capture of a moment. My judge's choice. Okay, so normally they should really be putting the comment, the award in there, but they put it in the comment in the stage, they've saved it, they haven't realised that they're supposed to post the award. Okay, so at that stage the judge thinks that they're finished. They click on View Entries, and you can see that we've got all three images have a tick, so that means they've all got a comment. Two images have results, but this one doesn't. But the judge may get back to you and say, oh, I'm finished now. And this is where the competition coordinator can check the information. So if we go back to the competition coordinator's screen and refresh that, we'll see now that in the progress area we've got 3 out of 3, but in the progress awards it's only got 2 out of 3. So we know that they haven't quite finished the job correctly. And what you can do is you can use the buttons here to have the same view as the judge. So when we click on A Grade Mono Digital, brings us back into that same screen, and you can see that we've got an issue with this one here. So if we click on that issue, on that entry, it brings up exactly the same screen that the judge uses. It just lets you know that you're the competition manager and you're editing the judge's comments. So you have to be mindful that you're changing someone else's story here. But you can see what they've done. They've just put judge's comment in. There's no need to really comment to contact and ask to correct it, because you can correct it yourself. So if we click on awards, honours, judge's choice, you see now it's got the award and it's all correct. And we click on view entries and it all looks hunky-dory. So now if we go back to judging status, we know that obviously you can go through all the other images as well to check that they're all correct, but it all looks good now and we can finalise the competition. Now the judge still has access to this area even though it's been finalised, but once the competition is published, then they won't have access anymore. Okay, thanks very much. So